CEC against legal action. This is quite like the opposition waking up to the prospect of voter theft only after defeat in Maharashtra and after SIR was announced in Bihar. At the time of the result of 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the entire opposition had celebrated their number of seats that they had won as a victory against Narendra Modi. Today, they are alleging those results are fake. So is this just a political game to discredit elections in India or to preempt possibly the result of Bihar elections? Will opposition succeed in placing a seed of doubt in the minds of the Indian voter, and will they challenge the CEC now with another motion of no confidence? All that and more coming up with our guests in just a bit. But first up, the Election Commission has responded to each of Rahul Gandhi's contentions point by point. Here's a breakdown of the charge versus the explanation. The Congress MP had questioned the non-availability of machine-readable voter lists and videography records not being shared over the last 10 years. In response, the CEC said a machine-readable voter list is different from a searchable voter list. The latter can be searched with epic number. With respect to machine-readable roll, the CEC reminded the Congress party that the Supreme Court had in 2019 prohibited it from being shared, citing voters' privacy concerns. Rahul had alleged or raised concerns that voters with house number 0 are there in the list and they may be fake or fraudulent voters, but the CEC clarified that many poor voters live without formal addresses and that having 0 as a house number doesn't make them fake because a number has not been assigned to their houses by local authorities. Concerns were also raised about people appearing in multiple voter lists, implying that they could be voting multiple times. CEC Gyanesh Kumar clarified that a person being listed in multiple voter lists does not automatically mean that they voted multiple times. However, the issue of one person being registered as a voter in multiple places can only be effectively addressed through processes like the special intensive revision. Opposition leaders had flagged the removal of 22 lakh names as deaths in the just concluded SIR in Bihar in just 6 months. But the Election Commission has clarified that a special intensive revision was last conducted 20 years ago, and since only summary revisions have taken place. So, the deaths that have been now reported by the EC are not those over the last 6 months, but the last 20 years. Opposition parties even accused the Election Commission of lacking transparency as far as the ongoing SIR is concerned. The CEC assured that officials and stakeholders of parties are committed to making Bihar's SIR a success, and further added that political parties, voters, election officials are all working hand in hand to verify and finalize these voter lists. The EC, remember, had also been asked about the affidavit. Now, the EC took on Rahul Gandhi on that for refusing to sign an oath on his allegations. Listen in.
I'm a politician. Okay? What I say to the people is my word. Right? I'm saying it publicly to everybody. Take it as an oath.
अगर कोई सोचता है कि एक पीपीटी देकर, जो कि चुनाव आयोग के आंकड़े नहीं हैं, लेकिन पीपीटी में गलत तरीके से एनालाइज करना, गलत आंकड़े देना और ये कहना कि ये पोलिंग ऑफिसर ने कहा है कि इस महिला ने 2 बार वोट दिया है, इतने संगीन विषयों पर बिना हलफनामे के चुनाव आयोग को काम नहीं करना चाहिए. ये संविधान और कानून दोनों से विरुद्ध में होगा.
The Election Commission clarified that if you're not a voter of a certain constituency, then by law you have to provide an affidavit and give it to the CEC or the State Election Commissioner. Now, another flashpoint in this ever-raging face-off has been the 2023 law that Rahul Gandhi now claims was brought in solely to protect the Election Commissioner against any action. But here's how that law came into being. The CEC and other election commissioners bill was passed by Parliament in December 2023. It provides for the appointment, salary and removal of the Chief Election Commissioner and other commissioners. The bill replaced the earlier 1991 Act that only set the salary of the CEC and the ECs at the same level as a Supreme Court judge. It did not provide for their appointment process, which continued to be directed by the President, in other words, by the government of the day. The bill was brought in by following a Supreme Court judgment in 2023, which ordered that a panel comprising the PM, the Chief Justice of India, and the Leader of Opposition for the selection of the Chief Election Commissioner and other ECs. The 2023 bill established the selection committee. So therefore, the bill safeguards CEC and ECs from legal proceedings related to actions taken during their tenure, provided such actions were carried out in the discharge of official duties. With the EC now taking on the Congress party head-on with a press conference, answering questions as well, will the opposition take this fight via the impeachment route? That's coming up with our guests.
And Maharashtra में we found at the state level that Lok Sabha और विधान सभा के बीच में 1 crore new voters came into the game.
हलफनामा देना होगा या देश से माफी मांगनी होगी, तीसरा विकल्प नहीं है।
राहुल गांधी इस देश में झूठ बोल के, भ्रम फैला के अराजकता फैलाना चाह रहे हैं।
जो डेमोक्रेसी में जो भी हथकंडे हैं, जो भी वेपन्स हैं, जो भी रूल्स के तहत इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, वो इस्तेमाल करने रेडी होते हैं जरूरत पड़ी तो।
Let's go across to our guest. Joining us, Guru Prakash Paswan is national spokesperson of the BJP, Neeraj Mishra from the Congress party with us. Also with us, Kailash Adhikari, political analyst, and Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist. Let me begin with Neeraj Mishra of the Congress party. Why do you keep claiming that the EC hasn't responded to the contentions of the Congress party? In their press conference, they actually responded to everything.
Shivani, we actually debate day in and day out on different platforms. And we tend to develop this knack when the other person is speaking a lie. And when the election commissioner or commissioners were addressing the press yesterday, everybody who understands how media communication works, they understood that they had no point. It was just a tactic for deflection and deviation from the issue. You tell me one thing, when the election commissioner says that your name multiple times appearing in a voter list does not mean that you have voted multiple times. We agree to that. But you tell me, what is the prerequisite for voting? When you go to the election booth, the BLOs, the election officers, whoever are there, or our party people also, they get that voter list from where they verify if this person is a voter or not. And if your name is, for example, in booth number 1, you go and vote at booth number 1, they will verify that yes, Shivani's name is there at booth number 1, she has voted. But if your vote also appears mysteriously on booth number 100, which happens to be a kilometer apart, and there you go and you vote again, and there also they verify that yes, at booth number 100 also Shivani's vote is there. So what the election commissioner was saying was just something which made everybody laugh.
Okay.
And also, we understand that he was secretary to Amit Shah when he was there in the Ministry of Cooperation, if I remember correctly. He must have pleased him in what sort that he has been elevated to becoming the chief election commissioner. But one thing which he has done good after becoming CEC is that he has made the previous CEC look better, because he had at least an eloquent language. He had a few idioms and shairis to take on what questions were coming from the media.
Okay.
But
can I ask you a supplementary question on multiple names appearing or multiple entries of a single name? The EC is saying if you have proof of a particular person voting multiple times, then you please present that proof to us. Give it to us in affidavit, and then we can take this complaint forward. In the absence of that, you can't claim or you can't prove that that individual whose name appears multiple times did indeed vote multiple times.
So, Shivani, during Rahul Gandhi's presentation on the Mahadevpura seat, we had given out a couple of names and also those verified voter slips where it was verified that a lady who was 85 years old, Shakun Rani, she had voted on 2 booths. Both the voter lists were part of that presentation. But what we are saying is that election commissioner is asking us for an affidavit for the data which was given to us by the election commission.
Yeah, so
The
they are
election
accepting
commission-
that there can be multiple entries, but that doesn't mean somebody has voted multiple times. Shakun Rani, the example that you're citing actually has been debunked by the CEC or the election commissioner of the state, saying that this lady only voted once. The lady has also been spoken to. So you must also update
Sure.
whatever are the facts coming out after your allegations have been made. And many of the allegations have now been busted, which obviously will raise questions on whether the conjectures that have been made by the Congress party on the basis of the voter list are actually vote chori or not. The issue is not so much that you found anomalies or certain discrepancies in the voter list. The issue today is whether those led to any fudging of electoral results, and was the EC party to that electoral fudging? I think that is the issue that we're debating, not so much that anomalies exist. The EC has said that anomalies exist, and that is why SIR type exercises are required. But let me bring in Guru Paswan into this as
Shivani,
well.
I'll give you a very simple answer, only a one-line answer. We just need to understand the timing, how that in haste, a new ordinance, a new amendment was brought in, which stated that the video recordings of the booths will be deleted after 45 days. If those video recordings were present, these point of contentions would have been cleared. But Election Commission should tell that in a digital age where you can store thousands of terabytes of data, a few hundred terabytes of data you could have stored
What
for
would
1
you
year.
establish with those CCTV footages?
So if that CCTV footage would have been there, when we are saying that Shakun Rani voted on booth number X,
So you
and Shakun Rani
would go
voted
through
on booth
all of
number
those
Y.
CCTV footages and you would establish that. But can I just say that the EC is not denying giving CCTV footage. The EC is only saying
But do
that
they have that footage now?
even to get CCTV footage, you have to initiate a legal complaint. In the absence of that legal complaint, I'm sure you will understand this. Who do they give this CCTV footage to? Who will be the party to this case? You are not willing to put your name on an affidavit. Even if, let's say, it is belated, and I buy your argument, regardless of it being belated, please put it in the public domain. But they are saying we can't just put it in the public domain for all political parties to search through it. My
Shivani,
privacy as a
Mansur Ali
voter,
Khan,
one
our candidate
second,
from the
my
same
privacy as a
constituency,
voter
he went
is
to the
also,
Election Commission.
one second, Neeraj, my privacy as a voter is also at stake. Right? In fact,
But then
there
you
are
don't
there
have
are
CCTV.
there are voters
You
whose
stored at the
names.
booth
One
only.
second, there are voters whose names have been highlighted by Rahul Gandhi in that press conference. Several of them have been hounded because their names have been highlighted. Several of them have given their explanation saying what was suggested about them is incorrect. You think that voter doesn't have a right to have their privacy, in being intact? This
Shivani,
football
they do
is
have
not
that
something
right,
that the
but you
voters
tell
are
me,
supposed to be part
when
of,
a
right?
mass rigging of the election is happening.
You haven't
and
proven
that
that. I'm
same
sorry.
voter-
You haven't proven that any mass rigging has taken
Shivani,
place.
when
Let's
we'll
be
have a
fair. Let's be
judge-
fair. It's an allegation.
Listen.
You haven't proven that.
Shivani,
No, one
Shivani.
second, sir. 1 second. You've had your say. Guru Prakash Paswan is going to come in. Guru Prakash Paswan, the point that the Congress party or the opposition is trying to make here is that they are not willing to do what can be done. And they're, throwing the rule book at the opposition, despite the fact that the allegations are grave, and despite the fact that it could erode the faith of the people in the system.
No, Shivani, I think we have to understand a couple of things first. Mr. Rahul Gandhi thinks that he is above the rule of law. I think the Congress party media department should come out with a corrigendum. They should come out with a notification saying that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is above the law. Madam Sonia Gandhi is above the constitution. Priyanka Gandhi is above the law. We used to remember before 2014, when you used to go to the airport, among the list of dignitaries, there was name of Mr. Robert Vadra as well. So these family of privileged dynasts, they think that they're above the law. They will shoot arrows in the dark and then there will be no accountability at all. You have to give a clear sworn affidavit. You have to respond to each and every allegation that you are making. And I was just listening to the grave allegations made by the Congress panelist on the integrity of Election Commission, on the integrity of Election Commissioner. You and I very well know, Shivani, Mr. Rashid is also sitting on this panel. He would remember it 2009. 2009, right before the general election, who was made the Chief Election Commissioner? Mr. Naveen Chawla, who was declared unfit to hold any public office by none other than Shah Commission. Mr. Naveen Chawla, who used to call himself, who used to decorate himself as the third son of Indira Gandhi. So now Congress people, now all the opposition people, they're coming out with this vivid, wild allegation. But Rahul Gandhi has a history of making wild, unverified allegation in the past as well. Right from Pegasus to Rafale to Chaukidar Chor hai. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has apologized in the past. Mr. Rahul Gandhi will apologize in the future. I'm sorry, he is not above the law. He has to abide by the constitution. He has to abide the rule of the law. We have to understand that yesterday's press conference, a very detailed, a very technical rebuttal, every single point that was raised by the opposition. They are not listening to their district level president. Today only, there is a video out by a district president of Rashtriya Janata Dal, who has supported the entire process of Election Commission of India, who has supported the SIR. The SIR portal is open. There is not a single complaint from more than 7 crore voters of Bihar. Are you kidding me? Who are you trying to fool, sir? We have to understand, Shivani, you are aware of the political history of Bihar. Bihar is a politically conscious, Bihar is a politically sensitive state. You think you can disenfranchise Biharis and there will be no voice of resistance? Bihar is a land of movement. Bihar is the land from where the first voice of dissent against emergency started. You think you can disenfranchise people? The mass rigging. Shivani, we have to understand, for you and for your listeners, I have to make this very clear that there is a method to this madness. There is a pattern. I think they have taken inspiration from Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, same thing used to happen. BNP boycotted election. They did an alliance with Jamaate. Then BNP got disappeared. Jamaate Islami got back in power. We have to understand there is a method to this madness. There is a pattern to every single thing. When they win, Election Commission is all fine. When they don't win, they target institutions. They target institutions that run the constitution. Army, they did not ignore army as well. We saw against former CDS, Shahid Bipin Rawat, what sort of comments were made? Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court is in their favor, Supreme Court is all fine. Supreme Court is a very good institution. When Supreme Court makes certain other observation, Supreme Court is also questionable.
On
Elections, when they win election, Election Commission is fine. When they don't win election, just you gave 10 minutes to my friend from the Congress party.
I did not give him 10 minutes, but I'll allow you 15 more seconds.
No, 6. Arey bhai, abhi. No, dekho, point by point rebuttal. We have to understand, Shivani, that this is a dangerous trend. The opposition is on a very dangerous path. We have to take notice, take cognizance of the fact. I'm happy that you, in your initial set of remarks, you reminded the viewers of the amendments that has been made in the election commissioner appointments as well. Earlier, what used to be the prerogative? Only the appointment committee of cabinet, and all the appointments were made from 10 Janpad. Naveen Chawla, T.N. Session, Rangnath Mishra, all of them have been categorically obliged by the Congress party by a ministerial birth
that is
or a
one
Rajya
part
Sabha
of the
nomination.
argument. But since you mentioned Bihar.
Today, Gyanesh Kumar, the election commissioner, has categorically responded to each and every set of questions or the challenges that were raised by the Congress party and the set of other opposition parties as well. Shivani.
No, on the issue of Bihar, I think the one question that is not getting answered, possibly sufficiently from the ECs, and you come from the state, you mentioned how important it is that no electorate could be left out because Biharis are extremely aware of their rights. But one question is that why the SIR now and not, let's say, before 2024 elections?
Shivani, I think it has been sufficiently responded to by Election Commission and the Supreme Court as well. SIR is a routine, regular constitutional process happening under Article 324, 325 of the Constitution of India. Number 1, Section 21 of the Representation of People Act. We have to understand if SIR even remotely was unconstitutional, would the Supreme Court allow it to happen?
No, I'm not calling
Absolutely
it unconstitutional.
Not. The Supreme
I'm
Court
not
on
calling
3
it
different occasions.
I am only saying the issue over SIR began over its timing. Right? A few months before the upcoming Bihar elections, people are also asking, and rightly so, if those people could vote in 2024, why didn't this exercise happen then? Why didn't it happen in 2024 then?
55, 56, 65, 67, 2003. Shivani, what is the point of this question? Whenever it suits the opposition friends, they will say timing, then they will say deletion list. Now every single booth has deletion list categorically. District wise deletion list has been made clear. Now you have to shift her to another goalpost. When you have no potent argument left in your armor, you come out with a new set of arguments. This is beyond my understanding. Constitutional institution cannot be a matter of convenience, Shivani. You have to abide by it. You have to follow it. You have to respect the institutions. You have to respect the constitution, Shivani.
Rashid Kirwai, I want to come to you. Don't you think that this fight will get a lot more weight and Rahul Gandhi could possibly appear more serious about this issue if he was indeed to, let's say, pick up one of the many irregularities he found, give it on oath and say, this is the proof that we have found, now you do your job. This fight is appearing non-serious and a political punching match because he's not doing so. Rashid Kirwai.
Shivani, I think this is in the realm of, a political battle. So it's a matter of perception. We all can have a point of view. We can say that somebody is not acting as per, our expectation. But an element of doubt has crept in public mind. There is a, vote vibe survey. It has said that 47% people think that, there is some kind of irregularities there and Election Commission is unable to arrest it. So I'm saying the BJP and of course the entire political parties, including Election Commission, should take this matter very seriously because, Shivani, we have a very vibrant, democratic system, a very good, electoral democracy, parliamentary democracy. If there is a doubt and 47% people start thinking the Election Commission is not acting as per its, constitutional duties, then I think we have a major problem in hand. I also heard, the press saw the press conference very attentively. The Chief Election Commissioner was very evasive and he got, he tried to take shelter behind, a fig leaf that was not, existent to say that, the privacy was being violated. If there is all this are very silly argument because when, Muslim women, burqa-clad women go, the argument there is that they must, lift their veil and rightly so to identify themselves. So the matter of
but they have
privacy
been
is not there
identified by the
booth.
poll agents. No, Rashid Kirwai, I think
Absolutely.
you're confusing the two things.
No, I'm not confusing. I'm talking about
when
the
the
use of
voter goes to the
CCTV.
booth, he or she is identified by the polling booth agents.
So why
doesn't
why
mean
say
that
that-
CCTV
why say that
footages
giving-
should be made public.
No. Why not? Why not? There is no harm in it. It's, you see, I'm saying, Shivani, that faith in the process should be there. You are conducting, Shivani, this debate, and you're not taking any side. You are giving equal opportunity. Look at the manner in which you
But
ask
that
questions.
doesn't mean I have to satisfy some
I am saying
random
Election Commission-
conditions that are put. Right?
Look,
If
Shivani,
if the law of the land is what the law of the land is, you look at the 2023 amendment that Rahul Gandhi has talked about now. He's saying it was brought with the intention to protect the CEC, forgetting that it came after a judgment which the opposition hailed. It was passed with the knowledge of the opposition. Only suddenly, almost 2 years later, he's saying, oh, the intention was this. A lot of it is sounding like an afterthought, Rashid.
So, Shivani, Rahul Gandhi is a politician. People who have, given testimonial or under oath, like Akhilesh Yadav, even their sort of allegations were not, answered or responded by the Election Commission. The Biju Janata Dal also did it. So there is a whole lot of questions that I am saying, why should the CEC be, sounding as anti-Rahul Gandhi or anti-opposition?
Because Rahul Gandhi
This
has
is my
called him
problem.
a chore.
No. Shivani, if I criticize you, you are the anchor of the program, will you start taking side? No, you don't take, I've been...
No, but I will defend myself, right? You can't take the right away from the CEC that you're going to punch every day at him and at his credibility, but the man has no right to even respond.
Shivani, because you don't have a guilty conscience, you are sure-footed, you are confident, you don't have to prove yourself. That is my point. Why is Election Commission sounding as an extended arm of BJP?
No, I don't think the EC responding to the questions that they are being posed. First, when they weren't responding, the question was, why aren't they responding? Now they respond, you don't like the answer, so you say, oh, they're speaking like the BJP spokesperson. No, I think it's unfair. You are going to attack a constitutional body in this country. You're going to personally allege that the members of that body are corrupt to the core, to the extent that they're stealing votes, you better be prepared to hear back as well. I don't think that is fair. I don't think Rahul Gandhi, by virtue of being leader of opposition or an opposition leader or a member of parliament, can make charges against anybody and take away their right to respond. I think that's unfair.
Shivani, fair point. Just one point I want to make, Shivani.
Yes.
Fair point. Shivani, what I'm saying is in our country, and both my friend Mr. Paswan and Kailash, they know it. In our country, we have a practice. Anything happens, we have a commission of inquiry. We have some kind of inquiry from a police station to to Lok Sabha, to any department. Why is EC so stonewall? Why can't it have an inquiry?
Okay, fair enough. Kailash Adhikari, two questions I have for you. First, you want to respond to what Rashid Kidwai is saying. Why can't the EC just suo moto conduct an inquiry? Yes, they have debunked some of Rahul Gandhi's claims. But if they were to come out and say, okay, this is what we found vis-a-vis some of the particular claims made by Rahul Gandhi, maybe that will have an impact.
Shivani, firstly, the thing that surprises me is that if the Chief Election Commission of India, which is a constitutional body, if it is trying to answer the claims which are made by a certain politician, why it is sending jitters to the Congress and the rest of the people who are supporting the opposition. A constitutional body has the complete right to defend itself, A. B. With regards to the timing of the SIR, one thing that the CEC clarified was absolutely right, that any such kind of revision in the electoral rules happen prior to the voting takes place. There's no meaning of doing just after the voting takes place. And especially in the case of Bihar, they were conducted about 22 years ago. Now, 22 years is a very big span of time. If they are being conducted right now, then what is the harm? And the entire objective of conducting the entire SIR exercise is that people who are not nationals of India, or people who probably, God forbid, who have died, or people who have migrated, or people who are no longer there, or people whose identity cannot be verified, they're not in the polls. That is the job of the Election Commission of India, and it is doing to its utmost responsibility and it's to its utmost capability.
Right.
Why is it hurting the opposition? Why it has become a fashion for the opposition to put the gun on the EC's shoulder whenever it seems convenient. In some states where the opposition has won, the CEC is not to be blamed. In cases where the Honorable Supreme Court may maybe have given a judgment which suits their particular political argument at the current time, the Supreme Court is not to be blamed. Otherwise, everything is to be blamed. Why are you not to be blamed for your own downfalls? Why are you not to be? Why is there no introspection within yourself? Every day you stand up questioning the EC, might as well question yourself sometimes.
So I want to ask you, this Bangladesh thing is being talked about a lot, and people are talking about how doubt has crept into the mind of the voters. I referred to this at the start of the show as well. Is that the real intention?
No, naturally, but Shivani, the CEC in their reply throughout the press conference, they say that how many of Nepali, Bangladeshi and Myanmar nationals were weeded out from the polls during the conduct of the SIR, and that is what we need. How can a foreign citizen, because of some local political nexus of the opposition, can get an Aadhaar and be allowed to vote?
This has gone beyond that. This has gone beyond
the Constitution.
This has gone beyond the issue of foreign nationals maybe voting in the elections. This has now become about virtually all elections held in the last, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years being called to question.
Absolutely. Like in the famous state of West Bengal, we always see that there are so much kind of discrepancies where you have foreign nationals from the neighboring country, which has a border with West Bengal, coming and voting. And there's no, at that time, the Congress's blood does not get boiled. Why? Because it is serving their own political purpose of appeasement.
Okay. Neeraj Kumar, I want to ask you, several people asking this question, that is this to hide your own failures? The Congress party, didn't win the number of elections they thought they will win, particularly the one in Maharashtra, and suddenly you felt the election was stolen from you. When you won 99 seats in the 2024 election results, you actually hailed it. You didn't find it, a wrong number at all. You actually hailed it as some sort of a moral victory. Now, suddenly after 1.5 years, you're going to say, oh, no, we don't believe the 2024 results.
Shivani, I'll just answer your question, but I wanted to read this tweet which I just came across. It's dated 5th of August 2014. This is tweeted from BJP's official handle, where BJP says, subversion of Election Commission's neutrality is completely unfortunate. BJP is going to protest as protest is it is a democratic right to protest. So in 2014, BJP was questioning the neutrality of the Election Commission, and I don't know if CNN News 18 was taking the same line as it is taking today when Rahul Gandhi and leader of oppositions are asking the same questions on the neutrality of the Election Commission.
No, you're going a bit further. I'm sorry. You're not just questioning the neutrality in the handling of your election candidates or even the complaints. You've gone to the extent to declare elections fraud. That's not the same.
Shivani, we have given a data-backed argument. Now it's up to the Election Commission to come out clean. We have presented them the same data which they had given us. And we have told them that these sort of irregularities, discrepancies, and a serious issue of vote rigging, fraudulent voting, all these things have happened.
Okay.
Because they gave us data for only one constituency, we presented that with them. We are saying...
Can I ask my question again? Can I ask my question again? Even your own ally members have talked about this. First, it was EVM. Many within the Congress party and opposition ranks felt it was the wrong tree to bark on. Then this is the issue of this voter rigging. Your allies and others are pointing out you haven't raised questions where you win or when you win in a certain state. So this has become an afterthought after losing an election which you thought your internal surveys suggested you will win.
No, Shivan, it's not like that. EVM and problems with the EVM came in light when JVL Narasimha, one of the BJP's member, wrote a book on it, whose preface was written by LK Advani. I think Guru Prakash would have read it. And because now the entire system tends to look like it is tilted towards the BJP, they have conveniently forgotten. What we are saying, there are multiple formats in which this system is affecting the elections. One of which is the addition of votes, which happened during the Lok Sabha. One is the deletion of votes, which is happening in Bihar through this SIR exercise. And one is your EVM. So they are all there in the picture. We have a larger picture to see. And it's not that we are not talking about the EVM today, because currently we'll have to address this issue that SIR which is happening in Bihar. It is more prominent to talk about at this point.
Okay. Guru Prakash Paswan, last final minute.
Can I please respond to the concerns of senior journalist Rashid Alvi? He was quoting a survey and I went through the same survey. Rashid, I'm so sorry, Rashid ji. So he was quoting from a survey and I went through the same survey in the morning. The sample size of the survey was 1500, Shivani. And it was conducted in all the Hindi speaking states. I was just calculating while you were in discussion, the total number of people in UP, MP, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan is about 40 crore people. So out of 40 crore people, the sample size of the survey that was being quoted by Rashid ji was 1500. 1500 people out of 40 crore. How can you make such an assumption? I think it is surprising. It is shocking. And this survey by our friend Mr. Amitabh Tiwari that has come out, surveys and sample size can be discussed separately. But we have to understand the Congress party, the RJD, they have employed district presidents as well. They have employed booth level agents as well for the process of SIR. Why are they not complaining? Why are they not complaining? Why are the people not coming out and complaining? The national leadership or the state leadership of the RJD and the Congress party, are they not listening to their workers on the ground? Are they not listening to the district president? If there is a formal complaint, they should come forward. They should put it in public domain. But the point is precisely this. They are not even listening to their own workers, Shivani. अपने लोगों, अपने कार्यकर्ताओं की बात भी नहीं सुनना है, लेकिन आरोप लगाना है. This is just beyond my comprehension, Shivani. This is nothing but arrogance. This is nothing but the mindset of a privileged, entitled dynast. This is not going to work. We live in a democracy. We have a constitutional democracy. We have rule of law. We have institution. कहीं भी पत्थर फेंक करके आप चले जाओगे, you have to respond. You have to substantiate each and every allegations that you are making. You cannot just run away after making allegation. We live in a democracy.
I leave it at that. At least against the SIR, there are no successes against the exercise either in court, even on ground. Party agents haven't listed even one complaint. If they feel people have been erroneously removed from the list, they need to find certain examples and then the EC will definitely be put in a spot. I do thank our guests for joining us. Guru Prakash stays with us for our second big story that we're tracking. Following Jagdeep Dhankar's shock exit, the race for India's next vice president has gained momentum. NDA has made its decision public. It has picked Maharashtra Governor CP Radhakrishnan as its candidate. With all allies on board, the NDA has been reaching out to opposition to build a consensus. However, those efforts do not seem to be yielding any results just yet. Sources say the opposition has criticized the choice of CP Radhakrishnan's RSS-affiliated background. Hectic parleys also continue in the India bloc as they debate who their next candidate should be. CP Radhakrishnan's candidature seems to be a rather well-thought-of move by the BJP and the NDA in the run-up to Tamil Nadu elections. He has been an RSS veteran that is at the center of BJP's ideological core, unlike Jagdeep Dhankar, and maybe the BJP learned its lessons from that. CP Radhakrishnan has also been credited with laying BJP's foundation in Tamil Nadu as president of the unit in 2004 through 2007. The selection aligns with BJP's mission south ahead of the Tamil Nadu elections. Furthermore, CP Radhakrishnan is an experienced governor with strong administrative record. The opposition bloc doesn't have a candidate name just yet, but they are meeting to deliberate on the same. Some of the candidates that are being proposed include a recommendation from MK Stalin, we are being told, of A. Raja and Tiruchu Siva, who are both DMK member of parliaments. Some opposition members have also suggested the name of P. Chidambaram. We are being told the opposition too is of the opinion that the candidate must come from a Tamil background in the wake of the upcoming elections, and because the NDA has already picked someone from the Tamil Nadu state. So how will the opposition counter this Tamil pick by the NDA? That's coming up in just a bit.
हमारे उपराष्ट्रपति के प्रत्याशी के रूप में श्री सीपी राधाकृष्णन जी, उनको हम एनडीए का प्रत्याशी बनाएंगे.
We all know that Mr. CP Radhakrishnan has a background of RSS. His RSS links can't be forgotten.
மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு சிபி ராதாகிருஷ்ணனை ஆதரிக்க வேண்டுமாய்.
We have to go by the decision of the India alliance. We cannot decide on our own. Our alliance is strong.
Guru Prakash Paswan of the BJP continues to be with us. Salim Dharandaran, spokesperson of the DMK, also with us. Salim, some experts point out that the NDA may have put particularly the DMK and allied parties, not just the entire India bloc, but particularly your party, in a fix over their VP candidate, Mr. Radhakrishnan. I think you're on mute.
Sorry.
Yes.
See, thank you for having me on your show. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to you. So, see, I'd like to reiterate, when President Draupadi Murmu was nominated, what did they say? They said, we are uplifting someone from tribal community. But what did BJP eventually do a year later? They brought about Forest Conservation Amendment Bill, which is directly against the interest of the tribal people. Just because they have nominated someone from Tamil Nadu does not mean that that they're going to do good for Tamil Nadu. And people in Tamil Nadu do understand that. And secondly, the former Vice President, Dhankar, from predominant Jat community, was brought in, made Vice President because there was election in Haryana happening then. And then so the elections got over. And only once, when he acted in a non-partisan manner, he was unceremoniously removed. Even in July 10th, he said that he's going to finish his term. Now we do not know where he is. So what is the guarantee that CP Radhakrishnan also won't be removed after Tamil Nadu elections? And another question is, the Prime Minister has already attained the age of 75. So anyways, as per his own view, he should be replaced. Why can't Tamilian replace the Prime Minister? The point is, why are you giving ceremonial posts to people from Tamil Nadu? Why not executive roles? These are the questions. So see, this is very symbolic to fool the people. But is that on ground, is it going to give any importance to Tamil Nadu? Is it going to bring in more funds to Tamil Nadu? Are Tamil interests going to be protected? Are you going to give us funds for funds for Tamil Nadu for the metro or for PM Shri? No. So those are the questions. So symbolism doesn't matter, but what ground you're going to do for Tamil Nadu is what is important.
Okay. Guru Prakash, please respond to that. Just making somebody the whip candidate doesn't mean that you're doing enough for the state.
No, I was in fact patiently listening to the observations by my DMK counterpart. Ceremonial position to people from Tamil Nadu was used on multiple occasions. Today, the External Affairs Minister Shivani, today the Finance Minister of the country Shivani, are these the ceremonial position? Today the civilizational symbol at the Parliament House, is it just a ceremonial position? We have to understand, we don't need any certificate from a DMK to be judged on our commitment towards the people of Tamil Nadu. People of Tamil Nadu have solidly been with the BJP, with the NDA in the past as well. But we have to understand that CP Radhakrishnan comes from an extremely humble background, a first generation politician who comes from an OBC community. Today, DMK, Congress party, they all speak about social justice. They all speak about inclusive. But for the first time in our history, Shivani, we have a woman from tribal community at the highest constitutional office in the country. For the first time, we have such a powerful Prime Minister who comes from an extremely backward class in Gujarat. Now we will have an OBC Vice President heading the Rajya Sabha. For the first time, we'll see that the ornament of social diversity in Delhi, the institutions that really matters, these are not ceremonial position. I'm sorry. We have seen in the past that our commitment towards the cause of Tamil Nadu has been greater than DMK at least. DMK, Congress party, the left parties, they're still struggling to find a candidate. But on the other hand, the Bharatiya Janata Party has strongly given a name, which is CP Radhakrishnan. And given the data, given the number of votes now, we will see that CP Radhakrishnan will emerge victorious and with a high majority, because we have sufficient numbers both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
The numbers are obviously not in contention, but this is a symbolic fight to borrow the word that Dharmasthala used, because it's likely the NDA candidate will win with complete majority on this issue. But Dharmasthala, I want to ask you, you don't think that, when you oppose, let's say, a candidate even from your own state, somebody who has experience, who, could be a fit for this role, it appears as if the opposition opposes for the sake of opposition. Sometimes it would be nice to see everybody on the same page, if you can come together, instead of nitpicking every single decision that the government may want to take, or the leading party and party bloc would want to take?
Well, firstly, answer this question to you, or firstly rebut the BJP spokesman who said, we have 2-3 ministers from Tamil Nadu in the... But you have to remember, from 2004 to 14, there were about 8 union ministers of states from both DMK and Congress put together. In total, 16 union ministers were from Tamil Nadu, including finance minister, including home minister for a point of time, shipping minister, road transport minister. So we had all... Tamil Nadu was given due importance. Right now, you have ministers only coming from certain states. South of India, which represents or contributes rather to 50% of Indian GDP, has been neglected. How many ministers? Right? Only handful you can count. But back then, no. Proper representation is given. Is there any minister from minority community? No. So in this BJP government, there is no proper representation. See, it is not about Tamil Nadu, someone coming from Tamil Nadu, right? It's about how can you say because someone is from Tamil Nadu is going to be for Tamil interest. When he was Maharashtra governor, I still remember when there was this Hindi debate going on there, debate on Hindi imposition in Maharashtra, and there were news that someone was attacked in Maharashtra. He said, this is not Tamil Nadu, where North Indian workers have been attacked. So he brought insult to Tamil Nadu. When no North Indian worker in Tamil Nadu was ever attacked, it was a fake news and has been proved. And the IT wing functionaries of BJP haven't also been arrested, for example, in Bihar, or in this regard for fake news. So, see, he has time and again ensured that Tamil Nadu's interest has not been protected.
No, but there is a reason why the opposition bloc also now feels we must pick somebody from Tamil Nadu. If it didn't matter, if the symbolism didn't matter, Salim, then you could have picked anybody else, but all the names in contention are now with Tamil Nadu. So you have been forced into making a certain choice, right?
Not forced. My leader has insisted, my leader has always been insisting that someone from Tamil Nadu, whenever such positions open up, should be from Tamil Nadu, from president to vice president. In fact, during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time, Abdul Kalam from Tamil Nadu became the president. DMK was an alliance, and you have to remember, whenever the time has arisen, DMK...
And opposition opposed Abdul Kalam.
But then DMK was in alliance, no? That is why we insisted on Abdul Kalam.
No, but you are only saying that symbolism doesn't mean anything. You don't need to have a Tamilian candidate, but you are only now reminding us of the history when you supported a Tamilian candidate. So which one is it?
So I am saying, back then, how many union ministers were there from Tamil Nadu? Look both into together. Don't work on symbolism. No, look at the amount of money that Tamil Nadu got then. We got a due share. Are we getting a due share? So you are saying only symbolism does not matter. But after we are getting a due share, after there are proper representation in the ministry, then when the position came up for president, we said yes.
Okay,
right.
I'll take that to Guru Prakash very quickly. Can I ask you?
You don't have important position at all, and then you only want to do symbolism.
Okay.
Right. That is wrong. And
Can I ask you, are you willing to reveal at all your presidential, vice presidential pick at this moment?
See, that is for my leader to decide. My leader will consult with India Bloc leaders and decide on the matter. I am a mere spokesperson. But I think, as you are also aware, there is consultations going on. I am sure right decision will be made and you will be made aware.
Okay. All right. Guru Prakash, final response, please. The number of ministers that existed in UPA government cannot be compared to what you have in the NDA government now.
No, like I said, Shivani, that we don't need any certificate from DMK at least when it comes to inclusion and social justice. I would just like to remind my friend from DMK of one of the statement made by his senior leader, Dayanidhi Maran, saying that Hindi-speaking migrants from Bihar and UP end up doing construction work and cleaning toilets. So cleaning toilet is not a work of dignity for DMK, and it's pretty rich coming from them, because we have to understand that previously Sanatan, we remember the conference that was organized, that Sanatan Dharma ka Samool Nash, the total eradication of Sanatan Dharma, was by the same very people. Now they're speaking of social justice. This is beyond me. This is beyond my comprehension, and very rich coming from a DMK political party who cannot look beyond one family. Have they given any political position of significance to someone beyond this Stalin family? Absolutely not. You are challenging me about the representation of Tamil Nadu people in central government. Our founding president have been the members from Tamil Nadu. Our former president Jana Krishnamurthy was from Tamil Nadu. There are 100 other names, MPs. We have a Dalit BJP president, L. Murugan, who is currently a minister as well. So we don't need to do any fact finding or any argument with you on level of representation. But you should be asking this question, that you pride yourself in calling yourself as a party of social justice, but there is absolutely no space for the OBCs, the SCs and STs of Tamil Nadu in your political structure, in your political party, unless until you have proximity to the first family of DMK, unless until you have the proximity to the first family of DMK, you will enjoy power, otherwise you are not welcome. DMK is an exclusive group, family-based, entitled and privileged group, which do not welcome any people from marginalized section from outside the family.
Right.
You are going to say this, you are going to finance minister, home minister, former president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Who is going to be your candidate, sir? You tell me here. Are you going to do symbolism, or are you going to give meaningful representation?
Like it or not, the vice presidential elections have become very much about Tamil pride and have brought the focus to Tamil politics, possibly what the NDA and the BJP wanted at this stage. But I'll leave it at that. I do thank both of our guests for joining us. We're getting some breaking updates coming in. Visuals of Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar holding a delegation-level talk with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, who's on a 2-day visit to India. A lot of significance and symbolism to this visit as well, because remember, it is coming in the midst of Trump tariffs and their ever-present threat against India because of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. And of course, China and India both have been targeted to some extent by the US president. My colleague Siddhant Mishra is also joining us with more on this. Siddhant, what can we hope to achieve as far as this visit is concerned?
significant visit of Chinese Foreign Ministry. In fact, the first visit of Chinese from the Chinese side since the Kazan agreement, and in fact, EM.S. Jaishankar was speaking a short while back, Shivani, and in fact, he did touch upon the issues like trade, pilgrimage, people-to-people ties, river data sharing, border trade, connectivity, and bilateral exchange. And in fact, EM.S. Jaishankar also said that we must be guided by the three mutuals which India always talks about, and these three mutuals are mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest. In fact, EM.S. Jaishankar also highlighted that that in the course of his visit, they will be India will be discussing border issues with the special representative, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval tomorrow. So, in fact, EM.S. Jaishankar also pointed out that since two great countries are meeting, so it is also appropriate to exchange views on the global situation and some issues of mutual interest.
All right. Siddhant, thanks a lot for joining us. Let's listen into what S. Jaishankar said.
And enhancing stability in the global economy as well. The fight against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations is another major priority. I look forward to our exchange of views. Overall, it is our expectation that our discussions would contribute to building a stable, cooperative, and forward-looking relationship between India and China, one that serves both our interests and addresses our concerns. You are visiting India, Excellency, shortly before the SCO summit that China is hosting in Tianjin. We have worked closely with the Chinese side during its presidency. We wish you a successful summit with strong outcomes and decisions.
Thanks a lot for watching Plain Speak from CNN News 18's Primetime Studio, presented by Schneider Electric Smart Home Solutions.
Studio Part.
Now, regarding exactly this story, following the phone call between the Defence Minister and Mallikarjun Kharge that we'd actually broken for you about an hour and a half ago, we're now learning that it is now being called merely a courtesy call. Remember, initially when we'd broken this news with you, that the Defence Minister had made this call, it had seemed as if it was being made to ask whether the Congress wanted to extend their support. Seemingly, however, right now, during this call, what we're learning from sources is that the Defence Minister inquired about the opposition's plans to field their own candidate, whether or not they plan to do so. We'll have reporters joining us right now to bring us more context on it. We'll just wait a second till they join us. Our colleague Payal joins us right now. Payal, could you first tell us a little bit more about the context you've been able to gather around this phone call? Mallikarjun Kharge perhaps saying that they are going to be fielding a candidate. What do we have there?
Well, Mallikarjun Kharge, while he was entering Parliament, we did ask him, what was that courtesy call that he had with Rajnath Singh? He said it was merely a courtesy call. Rajnath Singh and him exchanged pleasantries, and Rajnath Singh also told him about the NDA's candidate. At the same time, asked him what was the plan of the opposition. Obviously seeking support of the opposition to build consensus as well. But Mallikarjun Kharge clearly said that he can't, make any commitments right now because he'll have to check with the other party leaders as well. So that's what we are given to understand. Also, Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, did tell us that later in the day, there will be a meeting of the opposition party leaders, a smaller group, which will meet later in the evening, for which the coordination is being done by Mr. Jairam Ramesh. And, they will then decide whether they want to field a candidate, if at all, and, who that candidate will be and what will be the credentials of the candidate. But it is also learned that TMC is one party which has been vehemently pushing the opposition, saying they should not allow this to go uncontested. They should allow this contest to really happen, and they should field a candidate as well. But, Mr. Rajnath Singh also has had a conversation with multiple other leaders, including DMK's MK Stalin. It will be important to see what the stand of the DMK really will be, because DMK cannot be seen as opposing a party leader, who's from their state. That's going to be quite a fix to watch out for, really. So we'll have to just wait and see what really happens, because phone calls will now start happening. JP Nadda also, while entering Parliament, did tell us that he'll have a conversation with a lot of leaders, including leaders in the opposition. But as of now, the big leaders have been called by Rajnath Singh. So we'll have to just wait and see how this conversation really goes, and who makes that phone call to Rahul Gandhi remains the most important fact.
Fascinating. And Payal, could we also ask you, since you can also walk us down the history lane, I believe in the last vice presidential election, it was actually the TMC that did not support the Congress's putting forth of Margaret Alva at that point. This time, the INDI putting out one united face. How are they going about it?
It is going to be one united face is what we are given to understand. But, like last time around, Toya, the stand that the neutral parties, the parties which do not fall into opposition or NDA, that will again be crucial. BJP might not have any MPs in the Lok Sabha, but they certainly have numbers in the Rajya Sabha. Or will they support the candidature? That remains to be seen. What will the YSR Congress really do? I'm given to understand that the YSR Congress top leadership gets a call. They are pretty likely that they will be supporting the alliance as well. So it's a very, very play by the year kind of a moment that we're waiting for. Depends on what candidate the opposition is able to put up. One thing is for sure that they will present a united front because it's going to be a very, very important task in the current scenario where they are standing united against the government as far as the SIR issue is concerned. This is going to be one, test of their show of strength as well.
Thank you, Payal, for bringing us that context. Okay, moving on right now to related news. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh speaking over the phone with several opposition leaders, including the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and Naveen Patnaik, seeking their support for the NDA's vice presidential candidate. Okay, we're just going to go over to reporters to understand more about this, but obviously all of this coming in after the NDA has decided to field the Maharashtra Governor C.P. Radhakrishnan as its candidate for the vice presidential election. Remember, C.P. Radhakrishnan hails from Tamil Nadu, which is why, as you can see on your screens and as we told you a little earlier, that call was made to M.K. Stalin. We'll just bring you more context as to who else has been called and what the strategy is. Remember, Radhakrishnan has also been a governor in Jharkhand. He is the current governor of Maharashtra. We'll just go over to our colleague Payal to understand a little bit more. Payal, bring us the context. You were already touching on this in the previous answer when you were telling us a little about the reaching out effort to M.K. Stalin. Tell us about who all have been reached out to and what their importance is beyond them just being opposition leaders and, in this case, obviously the chief minister of a key state.
Look, the whole idea of the government is to build consensus on the entire matter so that, there's one voice and one name that is doing the rounds as well. But will the opposition really agree? That remains to be seen. It's never the case as far as the last couple of times are really concerned. But, Naveen Patnaik holds a lot of importance in terms of seniority as an opposition leader. And he's not exactly opposition. The BJP has, in fact, voted on the BJP's support and has given support to BJP on a number of crucial bills in the past as well. But scenario is entirely different now after the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 and the assembly elections where the BJP is actually swept ground in Odisha. That remains to be seen. Of course, M.K. Stalin, another very senior leader and a very, very critical point as far as this is really concerned because several leaders within the Tamil Nadu politics really feel that they should not be opposing a leader who hails from their state. So, will they be able to build consensus? Has there any confirmation which has come in? Because the DMK MPs on ground, at least don't seem to know which way they are going or what direction they are going. As of now, they're waiting for the directions to come in from Chennai. But, it's going to be difficult for them to oppose, a Gounder community leader, somebody who's been the state president, somebody who hails from the state. Opposing his or her candidate will be extremely difficult. Politically, some calls have to be taken. You have the elections to Tamil Nadu next year, and obviously M.K. Stalin's party is very wary of that. They do not want to be seen as a party which is closing up its ties with the BJP. That is one tight rope to walk on for, but several leaders and several ministers, in the government have been having informal chat with the DMK MPs, asking from them, what their stand really is. In fact, one MP from the DMK went on to tell the union ministers that it was a very good choice and they're very happy that a person from Tamil Nadu is getting this recognition.
Right.
But they're still awaiting for the response from Chennai to know what they're supposed to do.
Okay, to understand exactly that, let's go over now to our colleague Purnima Murli, who joins us on live right now. Purnima, if we could come over to you. Seemingly the DMK will have to walk this tightrope. On one side you have Tamil pride, on the other side it's continuing opposition to BJP RSS ideology. How are they going to do that? What do you know?
Well, DMK and senior leaders of the DMK remain tight-lipped, including Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin. They are yet to decide on what to do next, what to do now, because this seems to be a tough decision to make for the DMK. If they, even though they feel that yes, somebody from Tamil Nadu is getting recognized, while on the one side we talk about Tamil pride, on the other side, if they go ahead with the NDA's choice, then it will look like the DMK is leaning towards the BJP as well, and they don't want to be seen that way, which is why so far most of the senior leaders remain tight-lipped, and they are now waiting for the DMK President M.K. Stalin to decide on the next course of action. But so far mixed reactions, even off the record, mixed reactions is what we are getting from the DMK. But on the record, the DMK remains tight-lipped, says M.K. Stalin, the President of the party, will take that final decision. So by today, there will be some clarity in terms of what the DMK plans to do next. Meanwhile, the AIADMK on the other side
Purnima, we'll just come to you to ask you more about the AIADMK. Just stay with us. We'll come back to you in a second. Okay, breaking news.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Now, regarding exactly this story, following the phone call between the Defence Minister and Mallikarjun Kharge that we'd actually broken for you about an hour and a half ago, we're now learning that it is now being called nearly a courtesy call. Remember initially when we'd broken this news with you, that the Defence Minister had made this call, it had seemed as if it was being made to ask whether the Congress wanted to extend their support. Seemingly, however, right now, during this call, what we're learning from sources is that the Defence Minister inquired about the opposition's plans to field their own candidate, whether or not they plan to do so. We'll have reporters joining us right now to bring us more context on it. We'll just wait a second till they join us. Our colleague Payal joins us right now. Payal, could you first tell us a little bit more about the context you've been able to gather around this phone call? Mallikarjun Kharge perhaps saying that they are going to be fielding a candidate. What do we have there?
Well, Mallikarjun Kharge
News 18 Primetime Studio, presented by Schneider Electric Smart Home Solutions.
Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome. We are coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Primetime Studios. Brought to you or presented by Schneider Electric Smart Home Solutions. And it's time for the right stand. This evening, we begin this edition of The Right Stand with a devious conspiracy to malign Hindu Astha. A series of hoax claims of mass burials made at the Dharmasthala in Karnataka. Dharmasthala is the area of the Manjunatha Swami temple in Dakshina Kannada. Now, the SIT investigation that got underway towards the end of July 2025 has found that so far there has been no mass burial of young women and minor girls after alleged rape and murder at the Dharmasthala grounds or the premises, as alleged by an unknown masked man who claimed to be a sanitation worker between mid-1990s and late 2010 till up to 2014, where he claimed that he had buried or had been asked to burn and bury hundreds of young girls who had allegedly been sexually assaulted or misbehaved with and then murdered. Now, the case started after the